Welcome back to Mice and Mystics. Alright, let's get into some gameplay. Up first on the initiative track, we do have Maganos. And we've got 3 rat warriors out here on this tile. Now there's a special search on this tile. If we search right here on the helmet here, we can find the Tinkerer's Tools. If we have a successful search, of course you have to roll a star on these dice to have a successful search. And that allows you to go through this deck of items and find any weapon or armor and take it and then reshuffle that deck. So that's pretty cool. And the other special rule for this tile is whenever needs to be a surge that happens, 2 rat warriors will appear. Alright, let's begin with Maganos. He is in the back row here with his little staff. And you can move and take an action, or take an action and then move. So first up, let's have him do an attack action against this rat warrior, which is very close, and then we'll have him move away after. But we do need to roll for his movement. It's the first thing we need to do. So we'll get out the little dice tray here. I know everything's 9 miles away. Whoops, as I'm whacking the mice. And how that works is you take a look at the number you rolled on the die, and here it is a 3. Wow, that's really fast. And Maganos's movement, looking at his player card, he has a movement of 2. So this turn, he can move a total of 5 spaces. That's pretty awesome. But before he does his movement of 5 spaces, he will attack this rat warrior. I'm going to zoom down a little bit. We're going to get out the dice, and we're going to take a look at what he uses for attacking, and then roll it up. Alright, so taking a look at Maganos, he's going to use his staff, which is a ranged weapon. So he'll be rolling 2 dice. And it says, when attacking a figure that is on the same space as a mouse, a staff considered a blunt melee weapon. It's not. He's attacking 2 spaces away. And so it's line of sight in the game, center of your tile to the center of the other tile. If there's any obstructions in the way, you can't do a ranged attack. But in this case, there isn't. So we're going to be rolling 2 dice. We're looking for the bow and arrow symbol. So let's go. And if he rolls a cheese symbol, it's his special ability. When attacking, Maganos receives 2 cheese for every cheese symbol he rolls. Alright, let's get out the dice tray. He's going to be rolling up 2 dice and attacking that rat warrior. Alright, Maganos is taking on this rat warrior, and let's roll it up and see if he can nail. We're looking for the arrow symbol. And wow! He gets nothing. Well, let's not say he gets nothing. He ends up getting 4 cheese because he gets 2 per cheese symbol while attacking. That's incredible. So he's got 4 cheese. And yes, remember my house mouse rule is you can re-roll any die by spending a cheese. But I wonder if he should do that or just not re-roll any of the dice that he just rolled. I think is he going to do that? No, he's not going to re-roll. He's not going to re-roll anything. We're just going to hang on to the 4 cheese. That's incredible. Alright, now he's going to move, and he can move up to 5 spaces away. So you know what he's going to do? He'll go 1, 2, and 3. He might as well move on to the space that will allow him to do a search at some point in time. Let's see if this rat moves 1, 2. Ooh, maybe that's not a good place to move. Let's move him to the very corner down here. 1, 2, 3. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4 away. Rats can still get to him. This rat can. You know what? I'm waffling here. I'm just trying to keep Maganos from getting attacked. He's got very poor armor. He's the mage. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And he could still... Well, we'll leave him here. And you'll see why in a second. That was Maganos taking his turn. And now up next in turn order is the rat warriors. They have attack dice of 2 and 2. Now we have to roll a die for them to see how far they can move. Oh wait, they cannot move more than 3. Anyway, that's fine. Aggressive. After taking a turn with a rat warrior, and this represents all of them, switch this card with the one directly above it on the initiative track. So this will switch with Maganos, who's number 1 on the initiative track, after our rats take a turn. Well, let's start with the closest, and I do believe you start with the closest rat. So that's the closest one, and it rolls a 2. You see a 2 on the die there. So this rat warrior is going to move 2. Now, 3 or 4 small enemies can fit in the same space. 1, 2. And so he's going to move in here, and now he will attack the person highest on the initiative order, but I think he attacks someone in his space. I don't think he's going to attack Maganos here. I haven't checked the rules though, because he might be able to attack Maganos because he's only one space away. Alright, so how the rules work is the rat will attack the closest mouse that has not been attacked this turn. Well, right now, that would be any of them. So let's have Colin, who is our leader, be attacked by the rat warrior. And once again, looking at the rat warrior card, the rat warrior has 2 attack dice for this attack. So he's going to go ahead and roll, and he's looking for sword symbols against Colin. And he gets 1. So 1 potential hit. Now if we look at Colin, he has a defense value of 1. And he also has the leather breastplate, which also gives him a +1. So there we go. So he's going to be rolling 2 dice. He's looking for shields, of course. Now he could use his 1 piece of cheese to re-roll this. Do we want to do that? No, we're going to go ahead and he's going to roll his 2 dice for defense and see if he can get a shield. And he gets a shield and a cheese. So he also gets 1 piece of cheese, and now he has 2. And he also rolled a shield blocking the sword, so he takes no damage from that rat warrior. All good. Way to go, Colin. But Colin has been attacked now, so he will not be attacked the rest of this turn. But none of the other rats can get to him anyway. Alright, let's take, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take either. We'll take this rat next. We're going to roll for his movement. We're going to see how far he goes. And he can go 2. So he will make a beeline, 1, 2 for our closest characters. The last rat to go will be this one, and he's going to see, we'll see how far he can go. And this guy is also moving 2 spaces, 1 and 2. The rats are coming. All right, we got to go to the initiative track now because they are going to trade places with the person above them on the initiative track. All right, so I don't know if this is focusing nicely, but the rats now move up, pushing Maganos down. Now, Maganos not going to go again right now. It's just they trade places. That's the rat special ability. Up next is Filch. Let's figure out what Filch is doing. Well, we're already in a little bit of trouble. So let's have Filch, who's right here with a rat warrior, attack the rat warrior. Now, Filch has 2 for his attack dice. He also has the dagger, but the dagger doesn't give him any extra dice to roll. When attacking with the dagger, if the defending minion is lower on the initiative track, well, it's not. So that's not going to happen. So let's just go ahead. Filch will attack the rat warrior, currently in the space. He's rolling 2 dice, looking for swords, and he gets 1 sword. So he gets 1 potential hit. Rats only have 1 health. The rat, however, has 2 dice for defense. Of course, it's looking for shields. And it gets no shields, which is perfect. There are no shields here, so the 1 hit goes through from Filch, and this rat falls off the table and is defeated. Now, the neat thing about Filch, although it's not going to come into effect right now, is Filch has Pilfer. And if this will focus, it basically says, after Filch defeats a minion figure, add 1 cheese to Filch's stash. So he gets cheese. If it was a rat, Filch may take this cheese from the minion wheel if available. Cool. So basically, because he defeated a minion, he gets a piece of cheese, which is awesome. And it was a rat, but there is no cheese in the minion wheel, so that's not going to take effect. All right, that was Filch taking his turn. Now he can move. Filch can move. And you know what? I think Filch is going to move. 1, 2, oh, we didn't roll for his movement. Oops! See, already getting things out of turn. He gets a 1 for movement, and his movement speed is 3, so he can move 4 spaces. So he'll go 1, 2, 3. He'll move here to go ahead and get ready to possibly do a search there. All right, that was Filch's turn. Up next, we have, in turn order, Tilda. Okay, Tilda is right here with her mace. And let's roll for her movement. Let's see how far she can move. And she can move 1. And no, you do not collect cheese when you roll for movement. And her base movement is 2, so she can move 3 spaces. And I think she's going to go right ahead, and she can bridge the gap there, so she can go to 1, 2. She's going to move right into the space with the rat warrior, 3, and she will attack it. That's what she's going to do. Now, she's got her mace. And her mace is a special ability, but it's not going to come into effect. When attacking with the mace, add 1 to this mouse's battle during the attack for each wounded mouse that's in the same space as her, which would be her or any other wounded character, but there aren't any. So she's just going to go ahead. She has 2 dice base attack. She is looking to smack down the Rat Warrior. And she gets, once again, 1 potential hit. And the Rat Warrior has 2 dice for possible defense. And gets a cheese and a shield. That's all bad news. So the shield blocks the 1 hit from Tilda. And the cheese puts 1 cheese up on the cheese wheel. And the cheese wheel gets its first piece of cheese. This is bad because this adds to surges. And surges pump up the hourglass on our page for up to the end. And the end is at 6, so we don't want that to happen. Anyway, that was Tilda's turn. She moved and attacked. Up last in turn order, you can't quite see it, is Colin, our leader. Alright, Colin here did nice defense against the Rat Warrior. Is going to roll to move. We'll see how far he can move. And he rolls a 2 for movement. And he has a base movement of 2. So he can move 4 spaces. So you know what he's going to do? He's going to go 1, 2, 3 and move right in here with this Rat Warrior. And for his second, or that was his move. Now for his action, yes, of course he is going to attack the Rat Warrior. Now for him, he has a base attack of 2 dice. And he also has his own sword, giving him +1. So, cool. So he's going to be rolling 3 dice for the attack. And he has 2 pieces of cheese. So let's see, 3 dice for the attack. And he gets a cheese. So he'll grab himself a cheese. He gets an arranged hit and one possible hit. Now he could use a cheese to re-roll. You know, he's going to use the 1 cheese he just got. He's going to spend it and re-roll this ranged attack. And he gets another ranged attack. He's not going to blow another piece of cheese to re-roll. So the Rat Warrior, obviously, as we know, has 2 dice for defense. When you roll a shield, he rolls a shield, blocking Colin's attack. Alright, well that's the end of everybody's turn. Up next, in turn order now, we reset to the top of the track, and we are back to the Rat Warriors. We'll probably have 1 more full turn, and then we're going to be running out of time. This game's going to take a long time to deal with. Alright, up first, the Rat Warriors. They're right at the top of the initiative track, so they're not going to be doing anything else. I'm not going to roll for their movement, because this rat will attack Colin, this rat will attack Tilda. They're not going to move because they're already in a space with an enemy for them. So let's start with the one on Colin. Rat Warriors, as we know, roll 2 dice to attack. And totally whiffs. Colin will get to roll defense. Let's not forget, we can roll defense because cheese can come up. This is going to put a cheese on the cheese wheel, though. That's bad. This is not good. That's the 2nd piece of cheese on the cheese wheel already. We're just at the very first tile of the game. All right, Colin does get to roll defense because he has the possibility of rolling cheese. Now, he could spend cheese to re-roll that, but I'm not going to at this point. You're like, wait a second, you can't re-roll with cheese. That's my house mouse rule. We can re-roll dice using cheese. All right, there was no hits on Colin, but he does roll his defense. His defense is a total of 2 dice, so he's basically looking for cheese, is what he's looking for. Because there he gets a cheese right on. So now Colin is back to 3 pieces of cheese. So even if the hit doesn't happen, you do roll for defense, and that goes with the enemies as well, because cheese can go on the cheese wheel, and cheese can go to our characters. All right, that was rat number 1. Rat number 2, attacking Tilda. Okay, they both have armor, so at least that's something. Rat Warrior attacks and gets 1 potential hit against Tilda. Tilda has a defense of 2 because she has 1 innate defense and 1 for her leather breastplate, same as Colin. Come on, we need a shield. She gets 2 swords and she has no cheese. First blood. All right, Tilda, wow, is going to take 1 wound. All right, well, that wasn't very nice of the little Rat Warrior to be smacking on poor Tilda. She takes her first wound. Now, don't forget, she does have first aid, but she has no cheese, so yeah, there's that. Okay, that was the Rat Warriors. They're already at the top of the initiative. Up next, we have Maganos. All right, let's see what Maganos is going to do. We're going to roll for his movement. And he rolls a 3. Well, that's pretty nice. He rolls a 3. And his base movement is 2, so he can move 5 spaces. And where is he going to go? I don't think it really matters. He'll move 1, 2. He'll move in here with Filch. It doesn't really matter. We're going to have him move first. He's going to attack the Rat Warrior that is in the same space as Tilda. And yes, characters do not block line of sight. Only features, red lines, and impassable terrain blocks line of sight. So he can easily see the Rat Warrior that's engaged with Tilda. And he's got his Maganos staff, of course. And he'll be rolling 2 dice. We're looking for bows and arrows. And he has 4 pieces of cheese. He gets, oh man, he gets 2. You know what? He's going to spend 2 pieces of cheese to re-roll both of these dice. Yes, that's my house roll. So you got to get something. And he gets nothing. He gets a piece of cheese while attacking. He gets 2 pieces of cheese. All right. Is he going to spend 2 pieces of cheese to re-roll? No, he's not going to bother. But we do get defense for the Rat Warrior. He's going to roll 2 dice and gets a defense and a bow. So nothing, no cheese to the cheese wheel. That was a little bit of a wasted time. But anyway, that's Maganos taking his turn. Up next, Filch. Okay, Filch is going to roll for movement. I know, lots of dice rolling, but the way this game works, he gets a 2 and he has a 3, so he can move 5 spaces. He is just going to go right in here with Tilda, 1, 2, and he will attack the Rat Warrior. Now let's hope he hits the Rat Warrior, because if he does, he takes the cheese off the cheese wheel. He doesn't take it from the Rat Warrior. Alright, Filch has 2 dice for attacking. Now let's see if he can take out this Rat Warrior. Come on, Filch, do it! He gets 1 hit. 1 potential hit. Alright, the Rat Warrior has 2 dice for defense and doesn't get any defense. Oh, this is so good. So, Filch is just a killing machine here. Filch gets 1 hit. Rat Warrior gets no defense. The Rat Warrior has been eliminated by Filch. I guess Tilda was keeping him busy. Filch came in with the backstab. Of course, that's how that works, isn't it? Alright, good stuff, Filch. And he, now because of his special ability, I won't read it again, after he defeats a minion finger, add a cheese to Filch's stat. If it's a rat, Filch takes the cheese off the minion wheel if it's available. That's awesome. Oh, that is awesome. So he takes the cheese off the cheese wheel, preventing or helping to prevent a surge. Awesome. That was Filch taking his turn. Up next, as you can see in the turn order, is Tilda. All right, Tilda's going to roll to move. Let's see how far she can move. She gets a 3. Wow, she can basically move 5. Tilda is going to stay where she is. Yeah, she's going to stay where she is. Not going to move, but she is going to attack the Rat Warrior. So, and as a free, I have to think about, because she can do a free action. You know what, we're going to do a free action. I think she can take a piece of cheese from Filch, because she's in the same location. She's going to take 1 piece of cheese from Filch, and she will attack the Rat Warrior. And of course my battery's dying, so I'm going to have to put a new one in. So I think she can either heal as well with a piece of cheese. So let me figure out what she wants to do. Alright, I am not going to have Tilda attack. She is going to use her first aid. You may use this ability as a free action. Remove 1 wound marker from a mouse that is on the same space as this mouse. Healers pay 1 less cheese to use this ability. First aid can only be used once a turn. Normally it would be 2, but because she's a healer, she can spend 1 piece of cheese, which Filch so kindly shared with her, to remove 1 wound. So she's going to heal herself. Because up next, she's not going to move. So up next is Colin. Alright, Colin is up next. He's currently engaged with the Rat Warrior. I don't know. I think we might want to strategically not attack the Rat Warrior. So he can move 3. Yeah. And you can move out of a space as long as there are heroes equal to or greater than the number of enemies. So Colin could move away if he wants to, but he's not going to. You know what? Let's go ahead and we're going to attack. He's going to do an attack action, but he can move a long ways. Did I not roll for movement? Yes. Did I not just move? I can't remember. It does not matter. We're going to attack the Rat Warrior with Colin. Oh, he rolls 3 dice. And he gets 3 hits. So there's no way the Rat Warrior can not die, but he's going to roll 2 in defense anyway. He blocks 2 of them. So a vicious battle is happening here between Colin, who did 3 hits. 2 of them were blocked. 1 of them gets through. The Rat Warrior only has 1 health, and it is eliminated, which is somewhat of a problem. And the reason it is we'll just explain that here in a second. Alright, so the Rat Warriors are defeated, and they're out of here. However, that was Colin. If you ever finish your turn, I believe at the end of the, and now all these guys would move up, of course. If you finish your turn and there are no minions on the initiative track, you add a cheese to the cheese wheel. So unfortunately, Colin killed the last rat. Now it's the end of his turn. There are no minions, so a cheese will go onto the minion wheel, the cheese wheel. Unfortunately, and of course, there's no more battles going on. Oh, hang on. We still have another turn. What am I doing? It was Filch. Actually, it was Maganos Filch. What am I doing? I'm messing things up, Colin. Okay. We can now take another turn. It's just, we can take a turn, we can search, we can do a whole bunch of stuff. Every time we end off all the initiative and we still don't have any enemies here, we add another cheese to the cheese wheel. We're not going to do that. I think I'm going to leave off the episode here. It's been going on forever. But when we come back tomorrow, we can have Maganos can do a search, Filch can do a search, Tilda can do a search, and Colin can take us to the next tile by doing an explore action, and then we won't get any more cheese on the cheese wheel. So let's back the camera out, wrap it up for today. Alright, well, I hope I've been explaining everything okay. I haven't been making any mistakes. It's a somewhat of a fiddly game, but it's quite enjoyable. It's quite entertaining. Storybook game. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, descriptions, and likes. This is Mice and Mystics. We're doing the very first scenario, which is Flight to Barksburg. And that was an epic little battle there at the end. Now this tile here, when you take an explore action, we're going to flip the whole tile over, and everyone will go down to the next level. But before we do that, like I said, when we come back tomorrow, we're going to have Maganos do a search. Where's Maganos? Oh, Maganos is over here on this. Maganos do a search, and then we'll have Tilda and Filch do a search, and then Colin will get them all to go to the next level. Anyway, thanks so much. Thanks for watching along. I really appreciate it. It really helps out my channel. Mice and Mystics. First scenario. Hope to see you tomorrow for the continuation.